afternoon, good evening, good whatever it is, wherever you are. My name's Katio. This is Moon Mama Musings. Welcome back to my living room for another Astrology Peephole. For today, the 13th of October 2021, we're in a waxing crescent moon in the sign of Capricorn, and today is the first quarter. First quarter moon is the halfway point between the lowest point of the energy of the moon and the highest point of the energy of the moon, the new moon and the full moon. Halfway between. New moon, we set new intentions. We decide what we want for the coming cycle. Full moon, we release what maybe is keeping us from getting that goal. Halfway between is that shift of energy from sort of wishing to acting, from thinking to actually, from thinking about what's going on to actually doing about it. So the seeds that were sown on the full moon or on the new moon are beginning to produce fruit. Whatever we began putting our attention on over in our new moon, which was the 6th of October, it's starting to show signs of development. Work is in progress. We're starting to see that the bare bones of this project that we feel really gung-ho about, it's starting to look what it's meant to be. It's the idea of like there's a sculpture and he gets a big piece of raw material and everyone's like, what are you going to make? And he goes, just wait. And he starts sculpting and he starts chipping away at this rock and everybody's watching and everybody's watching. He's like, can you see it yet? And everyone's like, it's like, keeps on going. Can you see it yet? And everyone's going, still looks like a hunk of rock to me. And then he like, he's working away at it. And finally he stops and he goes, okay, everybody look at it this way. And everyone kind of goes, oh, it's a bear or whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's like, if you turn your head sideways a little bit and squint your eye, you can see what it is. Yeah. It's not yet developed, but you can see the final form starting ever so slightly to actually take shape. Yeah. It's encouraging. It's like a milestone. It's like a first point of like, yes, okay, I actually see it now. I understand your vision. I see where you're getting at here. So a first quarter moon or a quarter moon in general is the moon squaring the sun. And this is, I got actually randomly called back to an old video from a few months ago yesterday. And I was actually talking about the first quarter moon and saying that it's the windshield wipers out of sync. I'm going back to that analogy now. It's the windshield wipers are doing this, and it's not very effective, and nothing is really on the same page, and it's very confusing. The masculine and feminine energies are challenging each other, whether this be a physical set of people or just the inner masculine and feminine shadow and light, give and take, whatever energies within yourself, however you want to identify. I've heard their individual demons and dedications are keeping them out of sync for the time being. There is things that need to be worked out, right? The barn is not yet a shelter. It's just the bare bones of this structure that has potential, yes, but it's not in any way, shape, or form usable yet. It's not. You can't move the animals into the barn unless there's walls and stalls and food and water and etc. etc. We talked about this yesterday. All right, let's see. We also have 3 other aspects happening right now that we want to talk about. First and foremost, let's stick with our squares. We'll start with the challenging energy and kind of move through it. So, first of all, the whole theme of today is a little bit like the building inspector comes. Yeah? The building inspector is Mars. The moon is squaring Mars today. Mars is in Libra. Mars is in Libra. A square is a challenging, obstacle-filled aspect. So I'm seeing that we're having to double check some of our work. Yeah, we're building up this thing. We've created the floor plan. It's been proposed, right? But there is still things that are needing to be double checked now. It's like the annoying building inspector. He comes in and he's like, oh, I really like what you're doing here, but that won't work. And you're like, what do you mean it won't work? And he's like, well, this is what's wrong with it. Your calculation's off. This angle is wrong. If you do this, then it's in the wrong part of the house. You're going to end up having flooding. It's like they come in and they see something right off the bat that you weren't quite sure about, but you thought that you were on the right track with. And they're like, no, this is what's wrong with it. This is what's wrong with it. We need to completely take that apart and change it. And it's annoying to have to undo the work that you've done. and start again. But you will do it. First of all, Moon in Capricorn does what needs to be done. It's dedicated and it will put itself towards the cause no matter what needs, no matter what's required. It's willing to do what has to be done. So you might have to start fresh on some aspects of your plan, but you know that this will be a more sustainable thing once you do it this way. You know that their wisdom is correct. You know that their evaluations are correct. You know that whatever you were building you were cutting some corners. And you knew that it was going to come back and bite you in the ass. Okay. And now they're saying, no, this is what you do instead. Or, well, no, okay. Mars is just pointing out where the flaws are. And you're going, okay, I guess I have to, to change that. With the moon sextiling Neptune, I heard I told you so. Neptune, retrograde in the sign of Pisces, is that scary soothsayer, and she's sitting back there and going, I told you so. I told you so. The moon is also about our intuition, about our subconscious. And this is like, the soothsayer is like, I told you, you knew, I knew, everybody knew, but you still did it. You still cut that corner, even though you knew it was a bad idea. You still did it. Yeah. So I told you so. I knew this would be a bad idea. And they're not like, it's like Neptune's not even sorry about it. They're like, no, I'm literally going to shame you for this now. I fucking told you so. I told you this was going to get you into trouble. I told you that this was going to be ridiculous. I told you this outcome was going to come. And you thought I was crazy and you didn't listen to me. Yeah. So maybe it's a bit of, I'm getting a lot of like attitude from this. It's maybe Neptune was so sick of not being listened to that now they're like, not even, they're a little bit of pettiness in here. Feeling there's a little bit of a petty feeling. So maybe something has happened to somebody close to you and you told them that this is what's going to happen. And they're going, oh my God, I should have listened to you. And you're like, yeah, you should have fucking listened to me. Yes. All right. So be very careful with this because I'm feeling that like there is a little bit of maybe some low vibe things. We've been talking a little bit about temptation. We've been with the new moon. They in the new moon reading they said we were going to encounter some temptation. Maybe this is that poison apple. Maybe the snake is coming out of the tree and going, hey Adam, hey Eve, why don't you eat a poisoned apple? And you're like, I did that before and I got sick. And Neptune's like, I told you so, right? We had strong feelings about what needed to be done or knew what needed to be dedicated to. And now it's confirmed. Yeah, it's like we are quite aware of that feeling that we had was right. Yeah. And maybe for some of you guys, you're the one going, I told you so, and you're being a little petty. And like I said, this is a bit of a warning not to stoop into low vibes, okay? It doesn't matter if you were right or wrong about what this person was going on. The fact is, right now, is they have seen the light and they know what is now productive for them. All right, so who cares if it's late? Who cares if it involved whatever? Okay, doesn't matter. It's better late than never. All right, that's the whole idea. It doesn't matter. All right, there's been intuition in dreams about these kinds of things, and it doesn't matter who was right or wrong. It just matters that we're all on the right track now. Okay, even if it's too late, even if it's late, it's better late than never. They keep on going. It's better late than never. 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 The windshield wipers were not in sync, and you knew that you could do something very small to put them into sync, and chose not to. And now it's like, oh well, hey, I've gotten into so much trouble because I didn't just get into sync. It's like, duh. So try not to get low vibed if you're the one. If you're the one being told, I told you so, just take it. Look, let's be honest. You literally were told. You were warned. And you chose to ignore it. So unfortunately, there is some aspect of your bed needs to be laid in now that you've made it. Might be only for a night that you sleep in the weird skewed sheets, and then they all come off, and then you can put them on properly. But still, this is very much an energy of, look, the I told you so is what it is. Okay, so if you're saying I told you so, good for you. You were right. Leave it at that and move on. If you're being told I told you so, accept it. You have to sit in this energy for a minute, unfortunately. As above, so below. You reap what you sow, my friends. It is what it is. Live well, you reap what you sow. The future is bright if you can ebb with the flow. All right. Either way, whichever side of this coin you are on, just go with the flow and continue to live in your integrity and do what's right and just work towards the common goal of this, of the success that you're seeking. Right? Just continue keeping your eyes on the prize and don't stop to ha 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 at somebody, okay? We don't want to be Nelson in The Simpsons. Because you know what happens with Nelson in The Simpsons? I've been called back to that episode with the, what is it? It's the guy in the little car, right? He kind of goes, ha ha, to the guy in the little car. And the guy in the little car gets out of the little car and beats the living daylights out of Nelson, all right? So be careful with your ha-has, because maybe the universe is beating up that person that you're ha-haing right now, but it's gonna turn fast on you and beat you up if you sit in this petty energy. Careful. Okay, the moon is conjunct Pluto. So we had the building inspector coming in and saying, this is what's wrong with the structure. You need to take this apart. You have Neptune coming in going, haha, told you so. And now you have Pluto going in, all right, I'm the general, and now I'm giving you directives, moon, subconscious, emotional body. This is what you do to fix this now, okay? You say, Pluto is sitting here in his beautiful emperor's tent, beautiful general's tent, with his gorgeous table, with the map of the battlefield and his little pawns and little figurines mapping out the battle. And he's sitting here very comfortably with all of his strategies laid out in front of us. And the moon comes into the tent and goes, so you're ready for my advice now? And the moon goes, yes, I'm ready. I say, okay. You say you're willing, moon in Capricorn, to dedicate yourself to what needs to be done. You say you're willing to put the necessary effort in order to get this common goal achieved. So you say, here's what you have to do. Now put your money where your mouth is. Pluto, now that it's direct, is very hands-off. It's very hands-off. It's very, look, I can see everything very unbiasedly. I am the farthest planet away from the sun. I do not get affected by the ego the way that you do. So I can stand all the way out here in the inky black universe, far, far away from the warmth of that sun, see all of these other planets in front of me, all of you guys, the way that you guys all interact with one another, and I can see this very objectively. And I'm saying now that moon, you're in Capricorn, you're willing to dedicate yourself, this is what you have to do. What are you going to do with this information now? Pluto's not going to force you anymore. When it's retrograde, yeah, okay, Pluto might be punching you left, right, and center. No. Pluto now just gives you the information and sits back and says, okay, you can leave my tent now. I've given you your advice. Your 15 minutes is up. Bye-bye. Go away now. And then the guards come in and usher the moon out of the tent. Zoom. Magnetized right back to the earth, right back to the home. To report back. Yeah. See what happens, all right? The directives have been given. Oh boy, am I going to be able to shuffle these cards? I'm going to have to shuffle them a little differently. Okay. Card of the day. We're using the Tattoo Tarot. This card. Let's look at this. Yeah, I know. I flashed them to you, but this card came out this way. Oh, okay. So we've got 3 cards because another one just fell off. I think that it's very important that we look at all 3 of these cards. I know I'm shuffling like a weirdo. My thumb is still injured. But look, the first one that came out is the Sun. This is number 19. It breaks to a 10. 1 and 9 is 10. 10 is a completion of the cycle. And look, we have this completion of the cycle involves the sun being at its peak, being full and unobstructed, shining brightly in the sky. And these 2 beings, this masculine and feminine, coming together, naked, but, covered practically where they need to be for the purpose of this deck. But this masculine and feminine coming in tune. All right, coming in sync, coming together. Happiness, enlightenment, disillusionment. All of this stuff. This is what's happening right now. Look, haha, told you so. But in a beautiful way. But the sun looks, okay, the sun is like, but they're not going, ha, ha, ha. And the sun is like, yeah, I knew this would happen. Whatever it may be. Either way, but the sun looks very content as well. Very like, yep, it's all good. Better late than never, I'm hearing. Better late than never. Still, better late than never. 7 of Wands. Oh, but it was, okay, sorry, it was in reverse, you're right. It was in reverse. We're no longer fighting off the things that we want. We've had this enlightenment lately, where we realize what it is that truly makes us happy, and maybe at a time we would beat off the thing that would make us happy with a stick, because once the stakes are too high, there's too much to lose, and we don't like being sort of it's like we don't like having to take into consideration other factors for our happiness in a way. But now we know that we can't really truly be happy unless we actually collaborate with things. Okay, let's see what this one is. 8 of Swords. Yeah. It was still stuck in the deck. Yeah, it was still stuck. So we are still getting over this self-sabotage energy. And it's the self-sabotage is being turned over by this. We're not willing to spar anymore. Yeah. We're not willing to spar anymore. We're not gonna play silly games anymore. We're not gonna beat around the bush. We're not gonna we know what makes us happy. We know what we want. We know what that warmth is that we desire. And it's just a matter of polishing off those last little energies, pulling that card from the deck voluntarily, choosing to say, yes, I want this. I want to get rid of this. I want to remove this from the whole. Yeah. This is the majority of things, right? I want to remove this from the pile that I'm working with. Yeah, I'm going to remove it actively. I'm going to remove self-sabotage. Eight of Swords is an energy. It's very much, you feel like you're bound and gagged, but it's all perception. Cut it out. Okay. Teach. Interesting. Okay, let's see. First of all, cut it out and isolate. They don't want you to hold yourself away from anything anymore, right? Let go of that, beating everything off with a stick energy. I'm seeing the Light Seers deck, the Seven of Wands, as this woman in a crystal ball. She's protecting her energy, right? But sometimes we can perceive this as shutting everything out, not trusting. Yeah, so stop isolating yourself. This is the sign for the sun in astrology as well. And yes, it's a dot. This is meant to be like a little structure with a supporting wall around it, maybe a moat, a castle with a moat around it. But I'm seeing this as the sun right now. It's your ego has been forcing you to isolate because you were in unhealthy dependence on your ego. But you've got to cut out that dependence now. You've got to cut out that Eight of Swords energy. That's what this is here. That sun is representing this self-sabotage. Get rid of it. Here's the sun too, yeah, right? The sun illuminates the fact that we've been fighting off the things that we desire. We thought it wasn't such a big deal, right? We weren't using the swords, we were using the wands. It's just sparring. It still just keeps things that keep us happy away from us. Teacher and challenging. Yeah, you're learning challenging lessons right now. And maybe this teacher is not seeing eye to eye with you in some way. I'm hearing some of you are trying to appreciate someone who's taught you a lot about yourself, but you're going at it the wrong approach, right? You're trying to strong arm them. I'm hearing you're trying to approach this person that's taught you so much that you appreciate, and you want to give them their apple, but it's like you've got so much ego that you just crush it in your hand every single time you like pick up the gift that you want to give to this person. You just crush it. All right. So you're challenging there's this challenging energy with regards to somebody who's taught you something very important. And you're sabotaging any progress you can make with them. Divine Feminine and hold on tight. Okay, if you identify as the Divine Feminine, hold on. Hold on to me, because I'm a little unsteady. I'm hearing this as a request from your Divine Masculine saying, masculine, sun, they're saying, please hold on for me, wait for me. Look, friends, just because they request it doesn't mean you have to answer that request. If you are a Divine Feminine, you will know whether it's appropriate for you to hold on for this masculine to continue waiting for them to sort out their shit. Yeah, if this resonates with you in this way. But for most of you guys, I'm hearing that this is going to be very much a hold on to this feminine energy. Sit in this in this receiving energy. You need to hold on right now, feminines. Just wait a little longer. Okay, yesterday we had the clock come out. Timing is of the essence, and they want you to just hold on for your hats. Hold on to your hats. They're trying to bring in happiness to you guys, okay? But first, there has to be this change. There has to be this shining the light on this, right? Look, there's a star on these Eight of Swords. And what I say often about the sun is a star. It's just that we perceive it as the sun because we're closest to it. So we are working towards getting close enough to this star for it to be a sun as well. We're working towards unraveling this Eight of Swords energy. but it's just, we've got to hold on. Yeah. We've got to hold on, no matter how unsteady the energy feels, no matter how you feel like you're standing on a landslide. Yeah, I'm hearing like you're feeling like all the earth is just falling out from under your feet. Like the erosion of the earth is out of your control. It just keeps crumbling. Every time you step back to try and get your footing and not fall off this cliff, it just keeps eroding. All right? Maybe that's some of you's call to just jump. Maybe it's some of you are needing to find your footing a little bit better and stop walking so close to an edge that you were told not to go close to. Yeah, you put yourself where you need to go. It's the collective is our circuit has a really vast spectrum of energies, and I'm feeling, it's funny because like I feel like the largest group of the energies, you guys are independent. You feel sturdy in yourself enough that I don't need to constantly coddle you guys. I'm giving you the cues, of course, but like the greater majority of our circuit is good. But there is this small group of you guys that's still so unsteady, but you're connected to that larger group in some way. So it's almost like even though you are far fewer in number than this larger group part of the group, you're so connected to the larger part of the group that it's like the energies balance. And sometimes I have a hard time, like the energies are really dualistic because there's a message for you guys that doesn't quite apply to these guys, that they don't need that same hand holding that some of you guys, and I don't want you to feel weird about me saying that. It's not a bad thing that you need help. Asking for help is not a bad thing. Needing guidance, needing assistance, needing someone to say something to you, to have that ting, that teacher energy is super important. But yeah, for some of you wondering, I think it's part of the larger group. Some of you wondering sometimes, like, it's strange because it's almost like you're talking to me and this counterpart that I'm talking to, but I'm okay, but they're not. Some of you guys, actually, your counterpart might also be watching these videos. I don't know. It's hard to say, right? It's hard to say. Anyway, put yourself where you're meant to be. This is all lessons in discernment, my friends. And some of you guys, maybe it's just like I'm supposed to be tapping into an energy that you're connecting to give you a little cross-referencing, to give you a little bit of a sounding board, to affirm for you that you're on the right track. But there's also this aspect of that energy that you're dealing with is still very much in the mix. Could be any way, really. But you like use your discernment. And if you're struggling with it, I offer personal readings. I offer guidance. I offer energetic healing. Just get in touch. I'm happy to help you out if you need some help. All right. I will be back. I think tomorrow I'm on Instagram. Yeah, tomorrow I'm on Instagram for the moon transit to Aquarius, but I'll also be here on YouTube. So until then, I'm so sorry if I made you feel a certain way or for whatever you're going through. Thank you for being a beautiful being and lending your energy to the circuit that I hold so dear. Thank you to your guides, my guides, the Ascended Masters, angels, and whatever other energies have been involved in getting us these beautiful messages for our greatest good, whether it be right now in the near or distant future. Timeless readings, there's always a message for you when you find this. I love you to the moon and the stars and to infinity and beyond and back, and I accept this and hope you do too. But if not, it's all good. Catch you next time. Bye.